Marape says 214 billion kina of public funds wasted. The national newspaper, August 15, 2025. No tangible benefits for the people, says Marape. More than 214 billion kina of public funds spent over 12 years have not translated into tangible improvements for the people, according to Prime Minister James Marape. He made the comment on Wednesday when launching the National Monitoring and Coordination Authority (NMCA) in Port Moresby. Marape described the authority as a vital reform to ensure that every kina allocated through the national budget delivers tangible results for Papua New Guineans in urban and rural areas. He said that billions of kina had flowed through successive governments since independence, but there was no strong and consistent monitoring to guarantee that the funds were used for their intended purposes. From 2019 to 2024 alone, our government had overseen 131 billion kina in expenditure, he said. Combined with the previous 6 years, that's over 214 billion kina passing through our treasury in just 12 years. The question we must ask ourselves is, what have we done with this money? Have we translated it into real, tangible improvements for our people? Marape said that the NMCA was established to ensure that funds appropriated in the national budget were used according to approved plans, and it should track results right down to the project level. Budgets must align to plans. Plans must be implemented as approved, he said. Loose ends must be closed so that every program delivers on expected outcomes. This is not an optional reform. It is our duty as stewards of the people's resources to account for every kina we spend. Marape said the move was not adding layers of bureaucracy. We are streamlining oversight, harnessing technology, and making sure every kina that leaves Waigani is tracked to where it is spent, whether in a remote village school, a rural health post, or a major infrastructure project, he said. Marape reflected on a vision set by the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, reminding leaders that development must benefit all citizens, not just the powerful and wealthy. It is not right for a few to have fancy cars while most of our people still walk bush tracks, he said. The NMCA is a tool to help us deliver fairness, accountability, and results for everyone, from the remotest village to the heart of our cities. David Wurr, the former Works and Highways Department Secretary, is the NMCA's inaugural Chief Executive Officer. Marape urged public servants and leaders to lift their performances, embrace accountability, and see the prosperity of the nation as the truest form of personal and collective security. The NMCA is here to make sure every tuia we spend works for the people, he said. Together, let us account for every public fund entrusted to us, deliver with integrity, and leave a legacy of results for our children and grandchildren. End. The National followed up with a second article on the August 18, 2025 titled, After PM's Admission, It is Time for Action. Rest of the article follows. Prime Minister James Marape admitted last week that 214 billion kina has been wasted in the past 12 years with nothing to show for it. Admittance of the truth, while it takes courage to do it, is the easy part. Now comes the hard part. The Prime Minister must follow through immediately with a hard reset of government and governance at every level and in every sector of public life. He must reset the focus of the political leadership, which today operates in political rather than national interest. He must also reset the focus of the public service, which is no longer people-oriented but focused on serving political masters. As a result, service delivery suffers significantly. Marape must clearly define the roles and responsibilities of politicians versus public servants. Today, politicians want to be the finance manager, the program manager, and the service deliverer. In the process, the authority of public servants and their systems and processes-based governance has been eroded, leading to billions being wasted without accountability. This newspaper has raised these issues repeatedly, and now the Prime Minister himself admits it. The government must prioritize high-impact investments instead of piecemeal scattered projects that have not worked. Marape's own public investment program, PIP formula, states that for every 1 kina expended, 4 kina 50 tuia must be earned. If this were applied to the more than 70 billion kina spent on PIP projects under his watch, nearly 300 billion kina should have been generated. 100 billion kina, more than his projected 200 billion kina economy by 2030. The focus must now shift from talk to real commitment, diversifying the economy through industrialization and agriculture. For too long, government has relied on extractive industries without redirecting profits into agriculture and manufacturing. Government commitments must stop being made on political whim. Commitments must follow budgets, budgets must follow detailed planning, and programs must follow cost-benefit analysis. Projects must be monitored, reported on, and outcomes evaluated. The DSIP and SIP programs, which drain 1.4 billion kina annually without accountability, must either be scrapped or restructured through the public service instead of being channeled directly through politicians. Tendering, procurement, approval, and contracting processes must be transparent at all levels. Success should not be measured by GDP numbers, but by the standard of living of ordinary Papua New Guineans. A vast gap remains between the formal 100 billion kina economy and the daily hand-to-mouth existence of most citizens. Chief Secretary Evan Pomelo recently asked, "In every generation, a government must pause to ask itself a simple but defining question. Are we delivering what we promised to our people?" For too long in PNG, the answer has been uncertain. He added that despite countless plans, policies, and billions spent, the outcomes remain stark, unbuilt roads, schools without teachers, and health centers without medicines. David Wurr, inaugural CEO of the National Monitoring and Coordination Authority (NMCA), noted, "Fragmented oversight, weak coordination, and the absence of enforcement mechanisms have led to poor service delivery and widespread disillusionment. NMCA is the structural correction to these failures." Both men, as career public servants, emphasize that civil servants must return to their mandate, to deliver services to the people, guided by systems and processes, and not by political masters. The Marape government has long blamed the O'Neill administration for mismanagement. But Marape and many senior ministers were part of that government. There can be no more blame shifting. The Prime Minister's alarming admission signals a changed climate and the need for a new focus to correct past failures. Time now for a hard reset. Time now for action. Time now for action.